Welcome to Talk Music with Will Dorsey Jr. Every week, our host Will is going to interview musicians from around the world and talk everything music. Our listeners range from professionals to recreational musicians who want to learn more about the industry, their instruments, and the community of top musicians. So join us, subscribe, and keep up with Talk Music. And now, live from his studio upon the mountaintops of Southern California, here's Ill Will himself, Will Dorsey Jr.
Today's episode is brought to you by our sponsor, eRecord Studio, the new way musicians rehearse, record, and share their eRecord sessions on social media. Visit ERS on eRecordstudio.com. Download this amazing app on Google and Apple Apps stores.
Hello, folks. Will Dorsey Jr. here. My next guest on my podcast, Talk Music podcast, my friend, a homie of mine named Fred Aiken. Fred Aiken is a drummer for Powerflo, BulletBoys, and his band, Dead Groove. Everybody welcome Fred Aiken. Ladies and gentlemen, I have today Fred Aiken from Dead Groove, if you can't tell by the shirt that I'm wearing.
There you go.
Also graphic designer of this shirt. Yeah. And he also plays with BulletBoys. But I'm gonna do a whole nother thing for you anyway. But thank you, Fred, for coming on the show. I appreciate you, dude. Thank you, man. How you doing this morning?
Dude, thanks for having me. It's great. Monday, just back at the grind, working and doing our thing,
Yeah. Man, can you tell people how you and I met?
That was definitely 2018, right?
Yeah.
2018. I just joined Powerflo.
Yep.
Powerflo had a record out. Powerflo is Sendog from Cypress Hill, Billy from Biohazard, Christian from Fear Factory. So They had some issues with the drummer, and then I went through an audition, and it was the whole trip, right? I nailed the audition. Everything was awesome. There was a bunch of drummers in there.
Oh, wow.
Maybe like 12 drummers.
Dag, really?
Yeah. It was like a big day, right? It was like West LA. Do you know West LA Studios?
Yeah.
It was right there. So it was like every member would bring like, I don't know, 2 or 3 drummers, and then they gave us 4 songs to learn. They gave us 4 songs, and everybody would show up prepared and all of that, right? So I'm just trying to do like a little story right before I got to meet you, right? How I actually got to meet you.
No, that's great,
totally.
man. No, please, I want to learn this because
right?
I want to see how you got into Powerflo, because that's an awesome band too, man. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I was playing in a band that Billy was producing. It was like a rock band, and Billy was a producer. So I started playing with that band, and I got to hang out with Billy for the first time, and then I realized that he has his band, right, Powerflo, and they just released a new record, and they had a drummer. This guy from Brazil. So then I started noticing that they started leaving the drummer on the side, and it was just Sam, Billy, Christian, and Roy, right?
Right.
So then I was like, dude, if you need a drummer, if you're in need of a drummer, let me know. I just happened to be getting all, my green card and all my stuff.
Oh, man.
Here.
Okay.
So I was like, dude, I'm ready. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he's like, dude, actually, yeah, we're gonna put an audition together, and if you want to be part of it, sure. So I was like, please sign me in. And then they sent us the song, and then they were actually on tour with Prong.
Oh,
and
okay.
That was like 2017, late 2017.
Right.
And they were doing a tour with Prong, and they already had a drummer that was subbing. I don't know if you know Pepe Clark.
I don't. No, I don't.
He plays for a band called King.
King.
He's from Texas. He's a really great drummer, super heavy hitter. It's
Right.
like unbelievable. You see that guy playing, and his sticks are like bigger than 2B, and he's just so loud that it's like, whoa, this guy is badass.
Right.
So,
Okay.
so Powerflo, I already had some things lined up. Like they were trying to wrap up their record, so they had a tour with Life of Agony here West Coast, and then we were doing some East Coast stuff with Sick of It All. It was a cool tour.
Man.
And then that was rad.
Woo.
And then we had the European tour, right? And the European tour was like we were playing all these festivals because Body Count was hooking us up with all this stuff. They were like, we want Powerflo, and we were able to get on all these festivals like Grass Pub and Full Force in Germany. Remember, it was a really cool run.
Yeah.
So that's how I got to meet you when we were. I think we were playing Budapest, right?
Yes, that's the show, man. That's where I finally, like honestly, got to watch you guys, and especially you. But I mean, you're already cool with me and everything. Like even before that, but that show, you guys killed it, man.
That was it was like a sold out Budapest Park, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
That was an awesome show. And I remember, we were just nerding on drums and talking about cymbals and gear, you know what I mean? I was looking into really trying to get into Paiste, and I was like, dude, help me out.
Right. But dude, man, oh man, I love that, like we're that we were both drummers and we really got to nerd out. I mean, I could go on for hours talking about drums or whatever. And I still talk to you about drums, so
I love it.
It's cool, man. Can you like explain like what bands that you were in before you got into Powerflo, and what was like kind of like more of your background of drumming?
So I moved in here like maybe 2 years before I met you. I was playing in Peru. I'm original from Peru.
Oh, right. Okay.
Like from the Peruvian jungle.
Right.
It's like maybe it's in between Peru and Brazil. It's like the Amazon for sure.
Okay.
So I was born there, and I moved to the capital, which is Lima, in Peru, which is like the coast, which is like LA or San Diego, kind of,
Yeah. Yeah.
So I started playing when I was, I don't know, 13, 12 years old.
Yeah.
My dad, he's a musician also. He's still doing it right now. He's a sound guy. He's still working for a bunch of places.
Really?
So he had a band together. He put a band together when we moved to Lima, and then I would be like, I don't know, 12 and 13, and then I started teching for the band.
Okay.
And everybody was like, dude, what are you doing here? You're like 12, 13, you should go to sleep. You know what I mean? I will go to the venues, you know what I mean? When everybody's partying, drinking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how I actually got right into it when I was 13, and then when I was 15, I started playing in the band. The drummer was like, you know what, I want to do something else, and you're the guy, and and this band, it would be like an orchestra, like how can I say? They will play every single music. Like we will do cumbia, salsa, merengue, all these genres from South America that are pretty broad. It's not like, it's so different, everything. So in the whole set, we had like one song that was like a rock song, you know what I mean?
Right.
And that was my moment, I was like, yes, I finally get to play a rock song. Let's go,
Right. Yeah.
But I feel like all this background just like helped me so much as a drummer, just to be able to, it's really difficult, to try to fix and solve problems on stage, you know what I mean, when you don't have the knowledge and just the fact of being familiar with all this kind of music makes you just really good at solving problems when things happen on stage. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But then what else? After I started playing with my dad, I just started getting hired by a lot of bands when I was
Right.
17. And one of the first bands was a reggae band. So,
What?
yeah.
Really?
So,
You play reggae?
yeah, absolutely.
Dude, that's sick.
For years, it was like, I don't know, maybe for 7 years.
Right.
It was a reggae band from Peru. It was a roots band, which
Okay.
is a little more traditional.
Mhm.
And we opened for a lot of bands there. We opened for Yellow Man. We opened for Wailers. We got a
Wow.
really cool run while I
Yeah.
was doing the stuff with my dad, right?
Right.
And then I started getting hired for more bands, and then I started kind of getting into the metal scene.
Mm.
You know,
Okay.
I met some of the guys there in Peru through other bands' recommendations. They saw me playing. Who's that kid? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
18 years old. So I got to meet these guys that they have a band called Mauser. It's a
Okay.
band that I used to play right before I came here. We did like 2 records. We did really well in Peru. We were touring a lot, and that kind of opened my just getting to know a lot of people there, because all the music scene, the metal scene in Peru, and then these guys also, they had a bunch of tributes going on, which I
Right.
think that's a super important thing that helped me to be a better drummer.
Right.
Tributes, like just learning from somebody else's, sauce is really cool. So these guys, they had going a Soundgarden tribute,
Okay.
and they also had the Alice in Chains tribute. So
Ooh.
I was really fresh with all the 90s stuff,
Yeah.
the grunge and all that kind of music. So to be honest, I had no idea about any song of those guys. So they were just like, all right, here is 15 songs. You know what I mean? I
Wow.
had to just dive into Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
And they have the little things in there. The drummer is great. The drummer in Alice in Chains is an awesome drummer.
Mm-hmm.
He has like a really unique feel to to use the cymbals. I don't know if you noticed in some of the songs.
Oh yeah.
He had some lazy cymbals that just lay down like in there. You know what I mean?
Yes, you did. He did. I did
It's
notice
just
that. Yeah, like from what Sean was playing in those songs in Alice in Chains. Man, that's
absolutely.
dude.
And then and then Soundgarden was a totally different challenge, a different monster.
Yeah.
It's not as heavy, but all these odd time signature songs that they have and all these tricky things. I don't know if you ever got into Soundgarden,
Mm-hmm.
but
A little bit.
those songs are not easy.
No, they're not. They're not,
Not
man.
at
They're
all.
like different time signatures and stuff like that. Like. But no, that's a great band too, man. Man, you diving into that. That's awesome that you did that,
Right?
man. Yeah.
Even though for guitar players and bass player, like the song, they have so many like tunings. It's like every song is different, so you gotta bring like maybe 5 guitars to show,
Right.
But yeah, we did that, and then I started just getting more into music, getting more into it. I became this big Mike Patton fan.
Yeah.
I just got into all his music, all his discography, pretty much, like all
Right.
his bands, like
Yeah.
Mr. Bungle, Fake No
Yes.
More,
Right.
Tomahawk,
Yeah.
and all the things that he has going on, right? So I remember I went to Chile
Right.
to this festival, and it was Primus, it was Fantomas, which is one of his band with Dave Lombardo.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
And Melvin's also. It was
Oh man.
like a really fun show, right? So we went. I was just really amazed by Melvin's. I was like,
Right.
wow, these
Yeah.
guys are like on fire. I just
Yeah.
I was in love with those guys. I went back to Peru. And I put a tribute together. Right as soon as I got back, like, dudes, we gotta play this shit.
Right.
So I ended up like singing like 4 songs. You know what I mean? Just like power trio, put it in there.
Right.
So then after that, friends getting all together, hanging out, listening to music, I put a Tool tribute. That was a challenge too.
Yeah.
Learning all the stuff, the 5s, the 7s, and all this intricate stuff. We did that, And then we did Pantera also. I put a Pantera tribute together with, that's pretty much the ultimate thing, you know. I try to match Vinnie Paul and learn all his parts.
Yeah.
It's just a big drum lesson. The whole
Yeah.
thing is a drum lesson.
Yeah, dude, he's got big parts, man. You know, so
A lot of licks that are so Vinnie Paul.
yeah.
That now, you know, it's so funny because when I started creating with that group, you know, Cesar, my guitar player, he will come out with all these riffs, and all my reactions are just natural. And
Right.
then when I already recorded the record and everything, I'm like, dude, that's a Vinnie Paul drum lick right there. And I'm
Right.
like, fuck yeah. And it just came natural. It's not like I want to like to rip him off this part. I want to rip off. You know what I mean? How
Yeah.
some people, it's like, I want to do this and this and that. It
Mhm.
just came all natural, and, you know. But yeah, I feel like all these tributes just helped me to be a better drummer just by learning from these guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, man.
So that was pretty much my background. That was
Right.
pretty much my background in Peru. I've been doing this and that. I got hired by a band also where I was touring all the time. But I felt like that was it. I felt like I was doing all these things. I was doing great. I was playing all these gigs. I
Yeah.
was also developing my graphic design stuff, my clothing company that I had in Peru before that group
Oh,
here.
really?
Yeah, I had one called Hobo Clothing, and
Okay.
it was like pretty similar. Some of those designs I brought them to that group.
Right.
You know what I mean, when we started it. So I just felt that I was at the point that I was just gonna stay there, and I'm just gonna grow old, playing with these people and
Yeah.
doing the same thing. So that's why I got this feeling of, you know what, I need to get out of here.
Yeah.
And I got so obsessed. And I remember I was playing with my dad's band, and we were the band for this actor. This
Right.
actor in Peru, pretty popular. And this guy got a show here in the US, and that was
Okay.
in 2012.
Right.
So that's how we all got pretty much the visa to come here,
Oh,
right?
okay.
So we can play. My first show was here in 2012, and then I would just come here like once a year, you know, to not try to lose that visa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were like, dude, you wanna use that visa? You wanna go back and forth, so maybe one day you can have a better future, right?
Yeah.
So every year I will come here like at least for the NAM shows. I will come here like at least 2 months,
Yeah.
and I was taking drum lessons with Glenn Sobel.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang.
So that's how everything just started taking place. You know what I mean? Glenn Sobel is such an amazing drummer, dude.
Yeah. No, he is. Dude, and that's the question I was going to ask you.
Mhm.
Who did you have drum lessons with?
Yes.
Even before Glenn Sobel, did you have drum lessons then, or were you
Absolutely. Absolutely.
self-taught?
I never went to school for it.
Right.
I you know, it was always self-taught, but then as soon as I started having private lessons.
Right.
So
Man.
from day one, I used to be the tech in my dad's band, and I remember I was 13, and he would pay me like, you know, right, your dad is paying you for doing a job, and I was getting paid like maybe in dollars it was like $5. You know what I
Right.
mean? You know what I mean? And then that money I would use it to pay the drum teacher, and I would just work towards my lessons. And this guy just started teaching me, you know, reading music and books and rudiments and all
Yeah.
this stuff. So since then I just didn't stop. And then when I started coming here, I started doing these kind of master classes, you know.
Yeah.
I took lessons with Glenn. I maybe like 9 lessons in a long period. So that was awesome. You know, he's a
Yeah.
great drummer.
Yeah.
He helped me to like open my mind to what the grid is, to what the grid of a 4 and an 8, and how long you can solo, and familiar with ideas and jamming, which it was super great. It was super great. I was able to understand what I was doing while I was playing. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because us as the drummers, we go through this filter that is really difficult.
Yeah.
It's like you're playing and you can do really good things, but then when you are on the spotlight, and you gotta do this drum solo, you don't know what you're doing, and then you just start doing something random, and you just went way off the what you wanted to do. You know
Right.
what I mean? So
Wow.
yeah, just understanding exactly what you're expressing is just very important.
Yeah.
So Glenn was awesome. I also took lessons with Simon Phillips. It was like a 6-hour masterclass just for 7 people.
Dang.
Yeah,
Simon
that guy.
Phillips.
Yeah, totally. He's an amazing drummer, dude. That was amazing. I remember he was like, "All right, who here is a professional drummer?" You know what I mean?
Right.
And we all thought, "Oh yeah, we're all professional." You know?
Right. Yeah.
So he's like, "Awesome." He got this giant drum set, and he had this little one on the side, a 24 kick drum, but short. The short kick drum that is super sensitive. You know,
Yes.
that you
Yeah.
barely play it, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
And he's like, "All right, one by one, come to the drum set and just play something." You know.
Yeah.
And then just having that pressure of, all right, I'm gonna play something for Simon.
Yeah.
You know, it was like a
Oh.
gnarly pressure. But the
Oh.
masterclass, yeah, you know, you go there
Yeah.
and you're like, oh no. And he's like, all right, cool. Next one, you know what I mean?
Right. So
Yeah, go ahead.
how was that feeling, man? You know, like when after you finished playing.
Yeah, it was like he saw definitely good things, you know, my left hand on this little funky drum beat that I was doing, but then he was like, all right, I want you to add a nap beat on the highlight.
Oh.
Instead of stepping on the one,
Yeah.
you will step on the upbeat. And then it just makes things impossible. Just all of a sudden you can do anything. It's like, oh no, you know, and it's like you gotta develop from the very beginning, starting from the beginning, just keeping the upbeat in there. So that kind of opened my eye of I need to practice more, you know. Every time I got drum lessons, it was just like somebody just came and slapped me in the face. Bah.
Right. Oh man.
And I was like, oh, okay. I thought I was taking it seriously. So now I gotta go back and practice, you know.
Yeah.
What I mean? So that was good. Then I was back and forth from here to Peru, and then I had a drum clinic that I did with a friend of mine. His name is Jotan Afanador.
Okay.
He's a really, really great drummer. He's also a person that you should have in this podcast because he's an amazing drummer.
Yeah.
He played with J-Lo, with Lady Gaga. He plays right now. He plays right now with this giant artist called Aventura, which is bachata.
Okay. Okay.
He's Puerto Rican, but he's from Bronx. He's from New York.
Wow.
So I took lessons with this guy, right? This guy got this award, I don't know what year was it, like the fastest drummer. At NAMM, they used to do a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They used to do a thing that you would do your singles in a minute.
Yeah.
And it was in between him and Mike Mangini.
Oh.
So this dude has a technique on his fingers.
Yeah.
That he can just keep going, but he's changing between fingers here in the back. You know, he's like doing doubles, but he's doing this finger first, then fingers two, and this he's just non-stopping.
Wow.
And then he has like a little twist on his hand, and then he's just like, he has this crazy technique, dude. And he taught me a little bit of that. He taught me some chops on his language.
Right.
Because he's a really fast drummer, right?
Wow.
So that was also really great. And then the other one, I took lessons with a guy from Chile called Ronald Baez. He's like a gospel drummer from South America. He was playing with Frank Gambal. I don't know if you know. It's like a fusion guitar player.
Yeah. He used to play with Chick Corea.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
So he was his drummer. He also taught me all this. You know, he is like a really guy that would study everybody, right? His main people was like Eric Moore, Tom Spridgen, and all these drummers. So I learned a lot from him. And then years after I was here, and my last drum lesson that I had that was gnarly, it was with Tom Spridgen.
Oh, my boy.
That was just like, yeah, he's like one of my favorite drummers, you know.
Dude.
He's a great drummer. He's just legend.
That
you
dude's a
know.
beast.
It's a total beast. It's a total beast. So that lesson, so Thomas is all about also like smoking.
Yeah.
He that's his lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I always looked out to Thomas. You know what I mean? I was like, dude,
Right.
we gotta smoke right before the lesson.
Right.
Mistake, terrible mistake, dude. We did it. Then we go in, and then he's like, all right, show me what you got, whatever. So I
Right.
started playing some stuff, and I was like, all right, cool, let's go back from zero pretty quick and see where you can get, right?
Right. Okay.
So he started throwing me rudiments and things and combinations, new things already, and I was just like, oh fuck, he's
Oh,
trying,
right.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he would do it right away. Okay, now you're gonna do it with lefty right away. This new lick that he just gave me.
Yeah.
All right, lefty. Now you gotta use your left on the hi hat and snare right here. So I just started just shutting down, dude. Like
Oh,
like my
man.
my technique just started going like from just worse and worse. And he's like, "Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this thing with your hand right here? Why are you doing?" He just started getting like pissed, and I was like,
Oh,
"Oh no!"
yeah. Oh, man.
Exactly. So I was able to keep up with some of the stuff, right? And,
Right.
and and it was cool. He definitely gave me a lot of like polyrhythm uh, exercises where my hands would be in 6, but my feet was still 4. You
Yeah.
know,
Wow.
it's just meeting those two beats, and I think it was a great lesson, dude. It was a great lesson. It definitely was an eye opener. I was like, wow, now for
Wow.
real, I need to
Wow.
go for it. So every time it's like that. I feel like I'm doing everything great, and I love what I'm doing, but then unless until you get this lesson from somebody, and then you realize, oh, I'm missing a bunch of things. I
Yeah.
gotta go back and revisit some rudiments and perfect my left. You know what I mean? Things like that,
Yeah. Man, I need to get into that.
right?
I need that. To be honest
Yeah,
with
dude,
you.
it's always good to just learn. Like
Yeah.
here and then, on social media, right? There's so many drummers
Yeah.
going at it. They are trying to just teach. They're trying just to show some stuff, and here and then I find some links that I'm like, oh, this is really good. I just
Yeah.
screenshot or save the link,
Right.
so then later I can go and revisit. You know what I mean? But now, at least you can learn just by scrolling on your Instagram. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
know you're a drummer, so they're
Yeah.
just gonna show you a bunch of people shredding.
Yep.
Totally.
Dude, I think that's one of the things I like about like your Instagram, like your feed comes up on mine like almost first, almost every single time I open it.
Awesome.
But I love all the, like the links that you're doing, the solos that you're doing. I think that's really, really cool. And you're showing that, because I'm learning from you, bro. So I just like it, man. That's really
That's
cool.
awesome,
Just keep on doing that, man. I just love that stuff.
right?
Um, but to get away from, the lessons and everything, um, what are you up to now? And what have you been doing lately?
So with that groove, we released a record a year ago.
All right.
We built a tour. We play shows in the East Coast. We play shows here. We play shows in Utah and Arizona. We did our thing, which is great.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we didn't have our guitar player because we
No.
were trying to get all this paperwork sorted out so he can be here with us. But then, you know what I mean? Labels and companies that are behind you, sometimes they're not doing what they're supposed to. So we couldn't
Uh-huh.
get him here in time. So we ended up hiring somebody. We ended up hiring guitar players, but we made it through. At least we made it through the year. You know what I mean? When
Yeah.
you present a record, it's a whole thing. It's not just like, I'll put it out and whoever
Yeah.
is interested. It's a whole plan. You
It
need
is.
to figure out how people is gonna listen to it, where you're gonna go play, merch, and CDs, vinyls. So everything went well. We ended up finishing in Peru.
Right.
We played our last show was in November with our guitar player, and it was like our show in Lima.
Oh,
We had our friends opening. It was like packed. It was awesome. It was a great night.
yeah.
So right now, we have new songs. We have new songs. We already recorded 3 new songs.
Nice.
Like, that's the good thing. When we go to Peru, we just go straight to work.
Yeah.
Like when we went 2 years ago, we went straight to record the record. We record this video that Steve was talking about at the studio in Lima. You know what I mean? So we always go and get things done. So last time we went, we already have 3 new songs that we are just working on it so we can jump into a new label
Right.
and do it again. You know what I mean? So that's what I've been doing lately. We have that group stuff that we're working on that is pretty much finalized. And yeah, I actually work for a record label called Cleopatra Records.
Oh,
I don't know if you heard of them.
Yeah.
Yes, they have like 33 years in the industry right now.
Okay.
So I'm the graphic artist there.
Man,
yeah,
you do everything.
yeah. It's funny because when I started playing with Kings of Thrash,
Right.
these are the guys from Megadeth, right?
Yeah.
David Ellefson, Chris Poland, Jeff Young.
Yep.
So I always design for my bands, right? Whatever you guys need, I'll do it. You know what I mean? If we need a poster or flyer, I'm always trying to help out so everybody can promote their shows the right way. So I designed the CD and vinyl for Kings of Thrash.
Right.
So yeah, so the people from Cleopatra, they loved it. They were like, "Wow, this is a really cool art." So they ended up hiring me. They were like, "Dude, just come down when you're off tour and we'll talk." And then I ended up being the main graphic there.
Wow.
So right now it's been a year. It's been
Right.
a year since I already done like maybe like 250 records.
Right.
Which is crazy. And now we're working into getting that group to be part of Cleopatra Records. So
Nice.
It's heading that way.
Good. Man, let me get since you were talking about touring, any interesting stories that you want to tell our audience that maybe you went through when you were on tour?
That's a really tricky one, right?
Yeah.
Interesting stories. I mean, there's always stories. You know what I mean? It's just hard to find the right one. You know what I mean? Like about fans, there's people showing up to like more than 10 meet and greets. You know what I mean? And they're just following you around the cities.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. You know what I mean? I remember one. This is a really good story.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Once we went to Canada with BillyBio.
Okay. All right. Right.
So Billy is not gonna love this story at all.
Sorry, Billy.
Sorry, Bill. So we went to Canada, right? We did like an East Coast, like Northern East, and then we went to Canada. And then we were using this. It was like a shuttle that was from his friends from this band called I remember, it's this hardcore band from New York.
Right.
So he kind of like let him use his shuttle. They're like, "Yeah, dude, you can use my shuttle, blah, blah, blah." So we all flew into New York, and then we went to pick out the shuttle. And then this shuttle was like a kind of like a school bus shuttle, but this thing was falling apart. It was really falling apart. So we were like, "All right, fuck it, let's go." So the guy was like, "All right, before you guys go, there's 2 things. When you pump gas into this thing, you gotta keep it on." You know what I mean?
What?
Yeah. And then the second one, there's no reverse.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, dude. So we were just going, and every time we would stop at the gas station, I was like, "All right, guys, see you in 5 minutes." I would just walk all the way across the street in case they explode. All good. I'm far. You know what I mean? So all good with that. You know what I mean? So then when we go to Canada, we are literally at the border. and then the sound guy, tour manager guy, he was driving, and then they tell us, right, please go into line 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he went into like a third one, right? He went on the next one, and the guy was like, hey, you're gonna have to back up, bro, and blah 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 blah. And the guy is like, dude, we don't have reverse.
Oh.
So we literally had like a reverse crew. You know what I mean?
Oh, really? Oh.
They were like, dude, we need a reverse crew. So we had to go in front and just middle of traffic. Oh my gosh, dude. That was insane. You know, Billy.
Man.
Hardcore. It's a hardcore tour.
Yeah, man. That sounds like it, you know. So man.
And I remember coming back, right? Yeah,
Right.
leaving Canada. We're trying to come back to the US, like driving 4 a.m. Just this, it was all snow to start with. All snow. Yeah, it was super snowy to start with. Yeah, to make it worse, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the driver tried to do this. He thought he was going like the wrong way, so he tried to do this turn, and then he got stuck. He was stuck, and everybody was just like trying to sleep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 4 a.m. 4:30, and I just get waking up, dude. Reverse crew, bro. This is we need it right now. And it was like night, snowy.
Yeah.
And we were done. We were like, oh, we're stuck here, dude. Wow, we're fucked. I guess we're gonna miss the show.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden these workers showed up. It was so early, I guess they were going to work.
Yeah.
And they saved our asses, dude. They were able to get us off the snow, and then we were able to get on our way, you know what I mean? But
wow.
These stories, you know what I mean? Going on the road is there's always some things happening.
Yep.
Crazy shit.
It always does. It's always something.
Absolutely.
I had to ask that question, man. You know, so,
right?
You know, man.
What about you? Do you have any like crazy story like that?
I do, and of course it's always about the bus breaking down on our second day of tour. You know, yeah. I guess one of the bus, I guess the wheels on the actual bus, actually popped, and it hit our trailer. So it hit the trailer and broke that off. So we had to get all of that fixed. Even though the trailer was good, you know, but we got stuck somewhere. We had to miss a couple shows or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was like, I think it was in 2014 or something like that. But yeah, it was a fun experience. And plus, you know, like that happening, you know, of course our bus driver didn't keep the air conditioning on. And this is during summer. Luckily it was during summer, but so everybody's like sweating in their bunks or whatever, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, that's
like a normal thing in Europe, huh? They're always in summer, those buses, they're like no heater.
Yeah.
But it's just like they gotta deal with it. It's rough. How long you been playing with Body Count? Like going on the road with them?
I've been on the road with them. Well, I started back in 2009. So from there, you know, like, but we didn't really start that until 2014. And that's when we started touring in 2015, doing off of that record for Manslaughter. But yeah, that was, man, it was
Is that
cool.
the one where you guys got the Slayer cover?
No. That
That's
was
before.
So yeah, that was after that. So it was on another record, you know, for the Slayer cover, for that, you know, but yeah, it's all good, man, you know.
Cool, man. Yeah, it's like 10 years on the road with them. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
So finally we'll get to go again this a couple months. It'll probably be a month by the time this comes out, in June. So in June we'll be out in Europe doing a whole month until July 2nd, I believe. And yeah, just doing that and being on these, and I'll see a Billy from Biohazard, just to let people know who's Billy when we're talking about him.
Totally,
So,
exactly.
Yeah. So, man, to jump from that, let's talk about, man, like, like some random question, like, you know, what keeps you up at night, man?
Up at night. I mean, I got to the point that I'm like, I'm going to bed early now and waking up just 7:30 straight to my computer to work.
Right.
So I don't think there's anything keeping up at night. Maybe watching shows like The Office or some dumb stuff on
Right.
TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like all my creative time that I used to have at night, it just is now during the day. I
Right.
like try to apply all that creativity from 9 to 5, and then
Yeah.
after that, just go to practice and chill. Maybe just I guess just drums is what is keeping me alive.
Yeah.
You
Dude,
know?
that's awesome, man. Have you ever thought about like ever given up like being a musician sometimes, or like where you know you've been doing this for a long time. You ever thought
Mm-hmm.
about like giving up at all?
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I always been this kind of guy, super positive. You never quit, never surrender. You play, and that's our joy. That's where we have to rediscover ourselves and our joy just as a musician, right? But
Yeah.
it's hard. Sometimes I feel like just the music industry itself makes you like just to
Oh,
that vision gets a little blurry. You know what
yeah.
I mean? And this
Yeah.
whole thing that I went through with my band and the people that we were working with is just like it's just everything went the wrong way. Absolutely everything didn't go as planned,
Right.
and we had a vision and everything was really really well planned out, but just everything went just any direction and nothing
Uh,
went right. So I'm really happy that we got this record out, right? Because it
yeah.
was the first band that I was able to like be part of the whole process.
Yeah.
I was able to be in the creative process, even writing the riffs.
Yeah.
It's not that I created the riffs, but my guitar player and I, we started just like sharing ideas, and I was able to say like, what if you in this part just do this kind of different Black Sabbath this style thing?
Yeah.
So it's the first band that I was able to put up input 100%, you know.
Mm.
So it felt like it's my baby, right? I was like, oh wow, this is like first time I get to be part of this whole thing. So I put all my heart into it, and it was really great. But then how everything turned out, and we're still dealing with this whole thing. It's like lawyers and settlements,
Ugh.
and this is just it's just the ugly part, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that kind of got me to the point that I was like, you know what? I don't know if I really is this is my thing. I don't really
Yeah.
know if it kind of got me a little depressed just about music in general. But you know, we all get back and we have different projects and different ways to express art,
Yeah.
which it comes down to it. At the last point, it's just like this is art, and this is what is keeping you happy and
Hmm.
productive and all this stuff. So if it's not music, in it's also graphics. You know what I mean? I love
Yeah.
graphics and drawing and painting, and it's like the other side that I have from just music. But yeah, I would say here and then I have some thoughts that maybe this is not the right thing to do. But then I'm
Yeah.
back. You know.
Um, did, speaking of your art, did you ever take like a break from your band to do more art?
No, to be honest,
No,
I always done both of them
at
at
the
the
same
same
time.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will be always like when I was actually in graphic design school, I will be just playing games with my dad non-stopping,
You're right.
and I would just do that on the side. You know, my parents they were like, "We love that you're gonna be a musician, but you need something else.
Yeah.
You need to have something else." And I was like,
Hmm.
"Oh, okay." And I was like, maybe I want to be an architect, right?
Right. Oh,
And when I
okay.
was a kid, I was like, sure. And then just like when I was in high school, I was just like not into it. I was not into
Oh,
just going to school. I would just be playing with my dad, playing gigs,
yeah.
jamming, playing drums. I would never join the band at school because I already had the cool drum set. You
Yeah.
know, they were like, "Oh, those guys have shitty snares. No way." You know. So I was never into it. So when I finished, I was like, yeah, sure. I can try to be an architect, but then I realized it's all math. And I
Yeah.
was like, all right, never mind. What's next? So
Yeah.
I've been already drawing, painting, and doing this before music, actually, because my dad, he would bring instruments when I was a kid to the house, right? He would
Right.
bring drums, keyboards, congas, and instruments. And
Yeah.
I would just not be into it. I would be just drawing and painting.
Yeah.
And my sister would be playing drum, playing keyboard. She would be doing all of that.
Your sister?
Hilarious. Yeah.
She plays?
She plays, but she left. She was like, this is not for girls. This is like a boy
Oh,
thing, you know what I
okay.
mean? And she just left
Oh man.
music, you know what I mean? And that's when I actually took over.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Wow. Wow, man. How long were you in graphic school?
just 4 years.
4 years?
Yeah.
And like, what kind of like stuff were you, designing?
It's
in that?
it's more like advertising, you know,
Okay.
like marketing and selling things. And then the little side slash thing was graphic design.
Right.
So it was more about selling a product and also designing and creating and art and all of that, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I was able to apply it right away to music. As soon as I was just out of that, I would just start doing flyers, posters, and things for music related, you know?
Dude, that's sick, man. That's so
Yeah.
sick, man. Your art is amazing. People, check out his art. I'm telling you, he has a separate Instagram for your art, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
It's Fred
Yeah.
Aiken Design anywhere. It's just like all my graphic stuff.
Yeah. You got to check his artwork. I mean, I'll stand up a little bit, but like, come on, man.
Yeah.
That's so sick. Come on. Look at that. Look at
That's
that
right,
skull,
dude.
man. I mean, like with the sticks coming out like that, man. That's
Right?
like, how long did it take you to draw this?
Uh, maybe just I got it like in 5 hours, you know?
Man,
Yeah.
dude, that's just that your mind is just so creative. Like I love that. Like especially with the music behind it as well, and
Yeah.
like come on, man. But man,
All right.
I love your work, man.
Oh,
I saw
thanks,
you,
dude.
you did it on some bass drum head or something like that.
Yeah, so I do a lot of like Sharpie art. You know,
Right?
I just when I'm on the road, I have all these old drum heads, and I just start drawing and creating, and then sometimes we just sell that on merch. They're like, "Do you want to sell it?" And I'm like, I really like this one. And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Yeah, sure, sell it. I'll do another one later, you know. But
Right, yeah.
for all my kick drums, yeah, I just go at it and use like silver Sharpie on a
Hold on.
black kick drum.
You do
And I
all of
just,
those
yeah, dude,
on your bass
totally.
drum now?
Yeah, I can show you some. I just
Man.
gonna have to stand up for a second. Check it out. This is from when we were recording the new Powerflo record.
Okay.
You know, when I was done and all the other guys were tracking, I ended up doing this one. Check it out.
Oh,
And it comes all out of a drum.
oh
Drum,
man.
you know, and it's coming into this Powerflo cannabis plant, you know.
Right.
It's
Dude.
it's signed by the guys right after we this
Sid
is
Dog,
like
yeah.
gold right there. Yeah. Check it out. This is the kick drum that I did a couple years ago.
Man, that's the one I saw.
That's the one you saw, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a flower of life, and then all this trip in their eyes, you know.
Yeah.
I love eyes. I'm obsessed with eyes.
Right. Dude, that's awesome, man. That's awesome, man. Oh
Yeah,
man, I
it's
love
awesome.
it. Yeah.
And everybody's like, "Is that Sharpie?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude."
Hold on.
All drawn up, yeah.
So you don't use a pencil first or anything like that. You just start just using
Straight.
Sharpie.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
If I mess up, I can figure out, you know.
Right.
Yeah, it's just, you know, it's like happy mistakes here and then all over.
Right. Like all the
Yeah.
eyes that are like around that bass drum head, and how'd you had them all like to meet up? Like it was like, okay, this is perfect. I don't know how you did that.
I think I started with the eyes first. I was just like, okay, let's go with the eyes around.
Right.
You know, I did the whole thing with the eyes, and then I started just adding and just let it go. You just don't overthink it, right? It's like playing drums, you know.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like then you start going here to there, and then you're somewhere else, you know.
Right. Oh man, that's incredible, man. That's incredible.
So yeah, thank you.
Dude, man, that's so good, so good.
Are you with Evans?
I am not. I'm with Aquarian right
Oh,
now.
Aquarium.
Yeah.
Sorry, so dumb. It's right there. The good thing about these guys is
right.
like, well, I'm with Evans, right? They have a system that I can just upload my art online,
Right.
and they just send me the kick drum with anything, and it's awesome.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because usually I see companies that they do this, and it's just a little pricey, you know.
Yeah.
I actually have something here. All for all my bands, I just try to get a design, you know, logos, and
Yeah.
and it's awesome. It's great.
You're right. You did that. You did that one?
I also created this logo right here. Yeah,
Man,
BulletBoys.
I want to hit you up for doing a body count one, man.
Dude, I would love to.
Dude, that'd be so sick.
I can do it with Sharpie, even better if you want something more custom.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we need to talk later.
We'll talk about it.
Today's episode is brought to you by our sponsor, eRecord Studio, the new way musicians rehearse, record, and share their e-record sessions on social media. Visit ERS on erecordstudio.com. Download this amazing app on Google and Apple Apps stores.
Is there anything that you do? Let's go back to drumming. Is there anything that you do to prepare yourself for a show?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
That definitely practicing, doing any rudiments. Not just to like. I used to be like, all right, I need a click, I need this, and I need to start bumping it a little more and get there. But now I just, you know, kind of go with the flow. We're in the green room, and there's some music playing, and I just start doing paradiddles, double paradiddles on top of that beat.
Yeah.
So I'm just flowing with it. I'm stretching.
Yeah.
Just trying to get all these things going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's
Very
not.
important.
It's not like. Yeah, sometimes it's also important to not over warm up, not over practice, right?
Yeah.
Because then you get there and things now are going off a little bit.
Yeah.
So it has to be just a pretty chill warm up, just to make sure you're breaking a little sweat right before you go in.
Yeah.
And just to make sure your fingers are responding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because not doing it is serious. It can turn into a problem.
Dangerous.
It's dangerous. Yeah.
Dangerous. Let me ask you this: have you ever gotten there? Have you ever cramped up during like maybe the second to the last song? You ever cramped up at all?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I definitely cramped up, and drum lessons helped me a lot to that. I remember I took lessons with this drummer in Peru, and he was like, "Dude, it's all about breathing. It's just you have to close your mouth while you're playing, because that's the one that it gets you just done. When you're just like going out, like, you know, in and out, in and out, in and out, and then all of a sudden your muscles just, you cannot even grab the stick anymore like this. You gotta start grabbing like this. Oh shit.
Yeah.
What is
look
this?
at that.
It's kind of rad. So So yeah, it's pretty important to practice this before shows, before recordings, you know. And did you ever get injured?
Did I?
Mm-hmm.
No. I mean, I had some shows where like we were like the first band up, and it, you know, you being yourself like being your own drum tech, there's no time to, you know, to warm up. And then you get right up on the stage and like my arms cramping up. I can't, you know, like it could be the very last song, and of course my mouth is all wide open, you know, like trying to breathe. It could be like some 100. I know where it was. We were in Texas.
Ah,
Hot. You know,
humid and hot. Horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Texas is always rough, dude.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's happened to the best of us, man. And I mean, what can you do? Like,
When are you guys opening with this layer cover? I think
yeah, we always do.
that's crazy. You know what I mean?
It is crazy.
So you got to start with what is it? Raining Blood, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
First
Like
song.
right, first song in, I'm like, oh, okay. Trying to get to a show like that, it's tough, and then like especially if it's on one of our shows. If we're doing like a festival show, it's cool. I'm okay there, but when it's one of our shows and it's a lot longer set, then I'm like kind of done. But I mean, what do I want to tell? I want to tell, hey Ice, I can't work on this song first. Can you pick something else for first song?
Right. He's trying to just to go and smash everybody.
Right.
You have to. You have to be part of it.
Yes, I got to do it. Yes, sir. Yes.
And then it's like, oh fuck.
Right.
Here we go. Here we go.
Man, oh, let me get into this too. Your songwriting.
Mm-hmm.
How much influence did you have on the Dead Groove stuff?
Like what were our influences?
Yeah, what was your influence? Even like this is gonna be two part question, okay?
Mm-hmm.
When you got playing drums with Holly, and I'm sorry, what's your guitar player's name?
Caesar.
Caesar. When you guys get together and write songs, where do you get the influence from?
Definitely. Right before we came out with that group, I just started diving into music and getting into. I always been all about 70s, 60s,
Yeah.
progressive
Yeah.
bands. Yes, King Crimson, Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Yeah.
Deep Purple was one of the very first bands that I really got into it. I
Okay.
remember listening to Deep Purple first time, Highway Star, and I was like, wow, this is awesome. And then I went into Iron Maiden, and then I was a metalhead right away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It went that quick. So right before we got into writing this, I was just obsessed with Deep Purple, with all the early stuff, Deep Purple in rock, Fireball, Machine Head.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do something like that. I wanted to do something that is rock. I didn't want to go metal. I didn't want to go fusion or funk or anything. I just wanted to do rock and roll. Something
There you
simple.
go.
There are more songs.
Yeah.
Less progressive, less bullshit, how some people call it.
Yep.
We went just straight at trying to write stuff. But me and Holly, we started jamming. Our first date was like a 4 hours jam.
Yeah.
Just drum and bass. She
Really?
was like, all right. She plays in a Led Zeppelin tribute band.
Okay. Wow.
So they're called Separella, and it's all female Led Zeppelin tribute.
Yeah.
And they're always touring. They've been doing this for 15 years.
Wow.
Or 20 maybe right now. So yeah, it's been a while. So she's always on the road. She's always doing her thing. And I was kind of like not too familiar with Led Zeppelin. That's kind of like the last band that I got to like, all right, you know what I mean? Let's give Led Zeppelin a chance. Because I always been like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Bonham is just the best drummer. Everybody's like Bonham. And I was like, all right, let's get over with this.
Right.
Let's do it. So then Holly came in, and then we started jamming, I remember, and she started, oh, do you know this song, this song, and this song? All these great songs. And I was like, no. So I was like, fuck, I'm going to have to go and start learning. So we were like, all right. And I was also super into Frank Zappa. Frank Zappa is one of my favorite artists also, like, go-to.
Right.
And, but Frank has like a really weird music, you know what I mean? I mean, I love weird music. It's part of me, you know. So I was like, Holly, let's start learning these couple songs, Frank Zappa song, and they are like totally different of what she she's
Yeah.
been playing, you know,
Yeah.
things in 7, things in 5, all of a sudden it's all these time signatures.
Right.
And then that's how we started getting together and kind of like meeting in the middle and just jamming. So then that group, right? We were like, you know what? We need to come out with the band. We need to do something cool. We started doing during the pandemic, because this is all during the pandemic, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We set up drums and bass, and we would just jam and go live on Facebook. It was called Fred and Holly Jam, and we
Yeah.
would just start going live and jamming, playing anything, and people was there, all this stuff. Wow, that was rap and blah blah blah.
Dude, that's sick.
So then when we put the band together, I was like, you know what? It has to be something like Black Sabbath, Deep Purple. Holly is a big fan, a Clutch fan. She loves Clutch.
Really?
So those were kind of our influences. Definitely Led Zeppelin.
Okay.
Definitely, you know, all these classic riffs. So that's how pretty much the band got together, and that was our direction. And then the cool thing about that group is also that I'm also able to be part of the, you know, when Holly writes the lyrics and melodies and things like that, I'm also able to say like, hey, this is my 2 cents advice or comments on this, and then we work it all together. And that's pretty much how we create. This is much how we so those were my influences, dude. It's just rock and roll, definitely not metal, one single pedal.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when you have a double pedal there, it's just like,
it's so tempting.
It's so tempting. As soon as you do one feel, like, oh yeah, this guy,
Pantera,
and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? It's so easy, dude. This is a line so thin between rock and metal. You know?
Oh,
so
man.
yeah, that's how pretty much we came with the concept. And then there's some songs that she's like, all right, what do you want to talk about in this song? And I was like, well, we have a song called Satellite King, right? And it's the song about the satellite that is being orbiting Earth for so long that this satellite is just tired of it. He wants to just take off, you know. He wants to go into this new planet and discover new things, you know. It kind of like based on this the Voyager satellite that is like one of the, I think it was 2 of them that left the solar system, and there's like one of the satellites that has gone far as any other satellites, right? And it's funny because this satellite has a record in it. Has a golden record on the side that is called what is this called? It's like music of Earth, like music, like the sound of music or something like this. And it has all these sounds for anybody that can find this satellite outside the solar system, right? It's like saying like, hey, this is us, you know what I mean? And this record has like rain sounds, it has like farm sound, so it's trippy. So we ended up basing our song on that pretty much. So that was Satellite King, you know. So I was able to be part of that concept, like, hey, what about this? And she's like, sure, let's do it. And the song ended up being awesome.
Man.
Then we did another one. She was like, all right, what this one can be about? And you know, in during the pandemic, I was so into Ancient Aliens, you know, these shows. And there's so much stuff that you learn in there, right? So much history and things. So we were like, we should do a song about the Book of the Dead. The Book of the Dead, the Egyptian Book of the Dead, right? So the Book of the Dead used to be like civilizations back in the day in Egypt. They will work all year, and they will work towards, like, before they die, they needed to have this Book of the Dead written. Like, for example, me, right? I would need this Book of the Dead, all these spells, and it will be like 3 years of salary that you will work so you can pay and you can die peacefully, right? So it kind of, we saw the side of it that it was kind of bullshit. Like people really need to work for 3 years so they can die and go to the afterlife. So we kind of made like a fun of it. We make fun of it, and that's what the Book of the Dead is.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so yeah, dude, I'm really happy to be part of every single step of the creating process.
There's
one song. Sorry, there's one song called Into Infinity. Is the song 10 of the record, the last one, right?
Right.
And that's the song where they told me, oh, all right, you can do whatever you want with this song. And I was like, okay. So I ended up writing the lyrics for it. I ended up coming out with lyrics. I remember I was flying, going to this gig, and I started listening all these songs, and then all these songs, it was like 4 songs that they were going around, and then it inspired me to come up with something, right? So I just wrote something really just open and free, and then I gave it to Holly, and she kind of like put it into a, like a lyric for a song.
Right.
And that's what Into Infinity is, you know what I mean? And it's just like wondering about what happens after we leave this world, and all of that. So Death Groove is more about the unknowns,
Right.
you know.
Do you get to write any of like the guitar parts at all, or?
Yeah, there's some parts that definitely we ended up having this badass riff, because I will be like, you know what, try this, invert this, let's see how it sounds, and then we found the one, right? So yeah.
Right. Because
Yeah.
I just want to let people know, like, when even you and I did a thing at the whiskey, and I noticed that, like, how much of an influence that like Billy and all those guys, Christian and everything, listen to you, about, even with, arrangement, which is great that they respect you like that. And I love that they do,
Right.
But sorry, excuse me. What's next for with speaking of those guys, what's next for Powerflo?
So for Powerflo, the last time we saw each other, like the whole band, it was like a couple months ago. We just did a photo shoot for the new record. So we have a new record. This new record is going to be called Guerrilla Warfare.
Ooh, man.
Guerrilla Warfare is like around 10 songs, and they are heavier than the first record.
Oh.
It's leaning more towards the Fear Factory spectrum. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's like heavy riffs with a lot of double kick drums, intricate double kick drums that go with the riffs.
Yeah.
But groovy at the same time. So
there you go.
We have like 3-4 songs that are very Cypress Hill still, which is great.
Yeah.
I love it. It has a vibe. It has a Latin hip hop metal vibe, which is pretty interesting. Mm-hmm. So yeah, as today we don't know exactly when the record is coming out, because it's already, the label is called New Damage from Canada. So they are, you know what I mean, getting all the street dates, and it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing that you gotta work before announcing a new record, right? So yeah, it's definitely coming later this year.
Nice, man! I can't wait.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's crazy. We were in Europe 2018, and then we thought it was just gonna be quick, and just keep going. You know what I mean? But then guitar player Roy left the band.
Oh,
yeah. As soon as we came back from that tour, he was out.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he left.
Oh, wow.
So we just were like, all right, we're just gonna keep going. I guess we're gonna go without Roy, you know. So we did these new songs. Billy produced them, and we got like special guests for every song on lead guitar. Nice. So Ernie from Vatican, he's in one of them, and it's a great song. And I think that's actually the song Guerrilla Warfare. He's on that one.
Oh man, I can't wait. See, I need to bug Ernie on that. So
right, I'm pretty sure like it's been so long that he's like, oh yeah, I remember that track one song.
Right. Did Billy produce this whole album, or?
Yes, it's just Billy and Sam. You know what I mean? Billy is always trying to find what Sam likes. You know what I mean? Whatever it is awesome for him. Let's go with that. So whatever is comfortable for him, and now Sam is he's trying this metal voice a little more.
Oh really?
You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. He has this raspy metal voice that he's doing more and more, and I think it's awesome. It's awesome. Dude. he's finding his, because he's a metalhead, even
Yeah.
though he's a hip hop legend.
Yeah.
He's a metalhead. Dude. He
Yeah.
likes rough music and he's cool with it.
Yeah. Said dog.
Yeah. I
Man.
actually I took Sand Dog to his first Iron Maiden show.
Oh, you did?
That was in 2021. No, it was right before the pandemic, and he was like, "Dude, I never seen Iron Maiden." I was like, "Really?
Oh.
Dude, let's go." So I drove to Vegas and I took him to the show, and he loved it. Dude. It was awesome.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I got the pleasure of finally seeing you play with the BulletBoys.
Yes.
What's going on with the BulletBoys, man? Tell me what's going on.
So the BulletBoys is a hard rock band from the 80s.
Right.
They were like they were under Warner Records. They actually, they were produced by Ted Templeman.
Oh man, really?
He started Van Halen and
Yep.
he produced all those records.
Yeah.
And then all the things went down in between Van Halen and Warner. So they were like, you know what, we need a new band. So we gotta push and make him huge. So they started looking for bands and they ended up signing the BulletBoys.
Wow.
I'm so sorry, it's a little loud out there. So they signed the BulletBoys and Ted Templeman produced their debut record, right? So they were number one in MTV. They have a song called Sura Piña that is really popular,
That's my song, man.
That's the song right there, you know what I mean? They have like a golden record by selling a bunch of things. So I joined the band maybe 2.5 years ago, and it's funny because I was recording the first Dead Groove song.
Okay.
We were in Peru and
Right.
we were tracking, and I was tracking drums. I remember the first song, and then I get the call, and they're like, "Hey, there's this band called BulletBoys, and they were doing a reunion.
Yeah.
They were doing a reunion in 2020. Just things didn't go well. Those guys got together after 30 years, and just didn't go well.
Yeah.
So the singer was gonna keep going with a new lineup. So they were like, "Do you want to be part of it?" And I'm like, "Of course," you know what I mean? But they were like, "Yeah, but there's a show in 5 days." You know what I mean?
Oh.
And I was in Peru recording. I was like, "Oh fuck, I'll be coming back like in 3 days. I might be able to do it."
Yeah.
Sure. You know what I mean? So I say yes, learning the songs on the plane, coming back to the US, already trying to learn them, go back, had a day, and then we rehearsed, and then we went to play our first festival in Florida called Rock Island.
Okay.
Just with 2 rehearsals.
2 rehearsals.
Whole new set, yes.
Wow.
That went really well. That went really well.
Right.
The singer, he loved it and blah blah blah. He's like, I don't care if you play in Powerflo, but I want you to be part of this band. And I was like, sure, bro.
Oh, right.
I mean? yeah. Like, I don't care who you're playing with. I want you here. And I was like, sure, man, awesome.
Dude, man. You guys still do St. Christopher?
Actually, that's the song that everyone wants us to do, and we're not doing it yet. We gotta learn that and play it.
Dude, that's a sick song, man.
Everybody is like, dude, where's the song? Play it. They're like, we will.
Oh man. Hey, tell him Will Dorsey of
Will
Body Count
Dorsey.
was to hear that song, man.
I'm pretty sure that's gonna be the reason that he's gonna be like, all right, we're learning it. Learning it.
Man, that's
so
awesome.
BulletBoys, right? BulletBoys is like it's a different show than any other bands that I play with, right? For example,
Right.
Powerflo is a totally different experience because I'm playing to a click.
Yeah.
I have I have like a little pad on the side with 10 buttons.
Right.
And it's like song 1, song 2, song 3, and then there's one for stop. So the pressure is a little different, right?
Yeah.
You just gotta play intro, play the song, lock with everybody, make sure everybody's ready. Boom, song 2. So there's a constant pressure. With BulletBoys, none of that. We don't use click. We don't. It's like more free.
Really?
Like, it's more rock and roll game.
Yeah.
So we don't need to do any of that. They are all against it. He doesn't want to use click, and I know, which is great. But the show is more like an arena show, right? We play like three songs in a row with things in the middle, and then there's a guitar solo, and then we play 2 more songs, and then there's a drum solo. You know what I mean?
And I was going to get to that.
Exactly. So when I got into the band, it's like, okay, so now you got to do a drum solo, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I really need to build something. I really need to put something together, so it's not just a guy shredding for hours in there, right?
Right.
So yeah, I mean, definitely in these last 2 years, I kind of came to the point that I kind of got a drum solo going. You know, I try to put a lot of ideas together. It's a really interesting drum solo while we have going on. Of course, at the beginning it's just it's like freestyle. You know, when you usually see me posting my videos, that's the part of that solo where I'm just free. I'm just shredding. You know, because it's like, what's he gonna be doing with all those shredding and there's no band going on? What's going on there? You know,
Right.
That's just 2 minutes of that drum solo. You know, that I'm free, and then I kind of go into this like with the kick drum, and so everybody can clap with me. And then I started playing a beat on that, so I want everybody to keep clapping. And then I stop, and they clap, and they start soloing on top of that. So try to connect with them. So that's something that the crowd love. They are like, "Oh fuck yeah, I'm playing with him," you know.
Dude, I feel that when you're doing that solo, you're telling a story. You know,
exactly.
You know, and that's how I feel that when you're doing your drum solo, you know, like that's you tell it well. So that I love it. You know, so
right, yeah, it's literally like a story, and and that's the hardest thing, to control yourself so you don't start talking about random things. You know what I mean? You want to keep talking about one thing for a little bit. You know what I mean? You know. So
for all the non-musicians out there, this is what drummers talk about. You know, like when they're doing a drum solo, they're telling their story of what they're playing, and it is very easy to lose track of that a little bit. You know,
exactly.
because you want to put some more stuff into it. You know, like it's like I can do this. Nah, you know, it might just throw them off. You know, so
yeah. And sometimes you do it, and in your head you're like, what am I doing? So BulletBoys is like an arena show, and we get to do a whole solo, and then after we go into this playing with the crowd, I go into this like kind of like I do this mashup. It's like a Dave Lombardo mashup, and I put together Raining Blood and Angel of Death together.
Oh man, yeah.
I start with the double pedal, you know, like Angel of Death in the middle, and then on top of that double pedal, I start doing king king king.
Right. Okay.
King king king.
All right.
And then I go into king, and then I go back to Angel of Death, you know, and then I just go into this metal, full crazy madness, and then after that, I start doing Hot for Teacher intro.
Oh, okay.
So I go into and then Mark, the guitar player, comes on stage, and then we play the whole intro.
Oh,
the whole intro until almost the verse, and then from that verse we go into Santana.
Oh,
we go into Gypsy into Gypsy Queen, the king, gang, and then I go into this like timbal solo and drums.
Yeah.
And then that's the ending of it, and just everybody's just is like, oh, fuck, that was gnarly. You know what I mean?
Dude, that's great, man.
Yeah, I think it's all about just putting the right selection. It's just like writing music. You know what I mean? Bands are really successful because they have a really good selection of music, good selection of riffs, good selection of influences. That's what it makes a band good.
You're right. Now
it's more like I like what you like than I like your music. You know what I mean?
Right. Let me ask you this: do you have different setups for each band, like your drum setup?
Yeah, totally.
Can you describe that for the people?
For BulletBoys, I definitely have not double kick drum, just one kick drum, but I have all the set of tones, right? 10, 12, 14, 16. I have a Nash Canopus drum set.
Right.
22 kick drums, cymbals, right? 2 crashes. I kind of try to keep it a little like a mirror.
Yeah.
You know, I have splash in the middle. I actually use my right cymbal on top of the second tom,
Okay.
which is on my own, like a little higher. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
2 crashes, 1920. I try to have 2 chinas, but usually changes up to what the music, right? So when I play with Kings of Thrash, I bring the double kick drum.
Yeah.
We do the double 22.
Yeah.
I usually do 2 singles, but here and then, just to make it easier for anybody, I just bring double pedal.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because usually sound guys are like, "Oh, you have 2 kick drums."
It is exactly that look too.
Oh my god! And they're like, "Oh, great, you have a second kick drum." And I'm like, "Yeah, but it's a double pedal." Okay. Oh, so it's a fake kick drum, right?
Right. Yeah.
Do you want me to use it or not, bro?
I totally get you. I do the same thing with
Right?
body count. And they're all like,
Exactly.
you got 2 kick. That's not on our input list. I'm like, it's only
Yeah.
one bass drum. All right. I'm using the double pedal. Like, oh good. Oh, man.
Yeah, it's like
You know?
you just saved their day right there. You're the best right there. Oh my gosh. Then with that groove, it's a totally different monster.
Right.
Canopus Drums, they send me these new drums that just for that groove.
Oh, really?
And it's a Birch drum set, 24 kick drum.
Ooh.
A little short. I was like, I really want to have that kick drum that I played at the Simon Phillips thing.
Yeah.
So I told them I want a 24 short.
Yeah.
So they sent me that. They sent me a Birch 24. I think it's by 14, and then a 13 and a 16. So that groove is just like that. Single pedal, 24 snare. They send me this one called it's called like the Bullet, and it's a black nickel and brass.
Okay.
It's like a Canopus version of or a Black Beauty. You know, like a Ludwig.
Yeah. Yeah.
It has the thing on the side that you can regulate, and it goes up to the head just to mute.
Yeah.
That classic thing that everybody used to have.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And then with cymbals, I just went, like 22, right cymbal, crash, China. That's it.
Right.
That's it. No double hi-hat. Just simple.
Okay. One more thing. Are you still doing the thing, the cover band for Systems of a Down?
Yes.
You
still
are.
do that. Yes.
You're still doing that. How's that going?
It's really good. We actually played a show last Friday. We played in Fantasy Spring in India. We played at this casino. It was awesome. It was really, 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 really great. I usually here and then I play with them when I'm available. You know what I mean? I'm always out with BulletBoys or with Ellefson and all this stuff. And then when I'm available, I'm happy to take the gig. And they're always happy to have me. You know? They're like, dude, it's like the groove is back. You know?
Right.
I mean?
Oh, see?
we love the other guy, but something about it. When the groove's there, dude, everybody needs you.
It's locked, man. It is locked. So I get it. I got it when I first saw you with Powerflo, man. I was like, yeah, that dude right there. Yeah, that makes sense. Because I've seen some of some of the older tracks of Powerflo, and then not until you brought your thing on top of it, dude. It's just sick. So I just love the way you groove. With the Powerflo when I first saw you, man. And I
think it had to be some Latin thing, because the original drummer, he's from Brazil.
Is he?
Yeah, he's from Brazil, and he's this giant dude that his arms are like so long, and he's giant, right? Big guy.
Yeah.
And then he's a hardcore player, but he has the Brazilian feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Powerflo already got that cool thing going on in drums, right? So when I had to get in the band, I had to literally step up just to try to fill in those shoes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was all about him. His name is Fernando.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was all about Fernando. Everybody was like, "Oh yeah, Fernando plays like this. Fernando does this thing in this part." Fernando, like, sure. You know what I mean? Let's match your Fernando and then we'll talk, you know? So I had to just step up because this guy he would just destroy every single symbol and everything. You will see his China will be all bent up,
warped up, and
warped up, and just like hitting so hard.
Oh wow!
So, but back in that time, I was playing with soul tone cymbals. And that's one of your questions.
It is.
We're getting there. Exactly.
Okay.
Go for it.
Let's go back. Okay. Because I was checking out some of your YouTube videos, and you were playing on drum sessions with Soul Tone.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, when you did those videos, how were those cymbals back then?
They were really great. They were really great. The cymbals are not bad at all. They have a bunch of series that are for rock, for jazz, a lot of washy stuff, which is cool. But then I thought I already had the right set. I was like, these are heavy cymbals. I will be able to do all my thing. I will go to the studio to drum sessions that they have in Encino.
Yeah.
And they had everything there, right? So I will be able just to pick anything, put it in there, and record any song that I would like. And I will play my bands from Peru. I would just come here to take lessons, and I would just record some stuff with them, right? So then when I joined Powerflo, just try to match Fernando, and these guys are so loud also.
Yeah.
Such loud. Their amps are just blasting, and I couldn't cut through. I was like, I'm just bashing this thing and I just can't hear myself. You know what I mean? So I had to start playing a little louder, a little heavier.
Yeah.
So I started breaking every single cymbal.
Oh.
Boom, crash out. Boom, right cymbal out. The splash out. The hi-hat, everything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, man. And those cymbals were new. They were like maybe like 8 months old.
Yeah.
You know, not even a year. Exactly.
Right.
So then when I went back to him, I was like, hey man, so I got all these things cracked now, and can we figure out something? You know what I mean? So they were a little more like, no, it's, you're gonna have to pay the full amount again, and you're gonna have to return the symbols and and I just wasn't happy at all because I already spent so much money.
Yeah,
they give you a discount, but it's just a little weird because at the end of the day you pay more than Guitar Center.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is not right, dude. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna start playing anything.
Yeah.
I remember I would just have Sabian, Silvergen, Feisty, whatever. I would just find online just to go through some gigs with Powerflo, right?
Yeah.
And then when we got this European tour, they were like, all right, you get to choose your backline, whatever you want. So I was like, you know what? Let me try Feisty.
Yeah.
And that's the tour I met you.
You're right.
And I had all these 2002, and I loved them. It would cut through. The scratches are amazing.
Yeah.
And then that's pretty much how I got into it. And I remember asking you, like, dude, do you know anybody at Feisty? Because these cymbals are fire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? and you always been a Sabian guy, which from the very beginning, I always been a Sabian guy.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah. But then, when you start getting endorsements, you kind of have to go through the doors that are open already. So you start heading your way up, So then thanks to that tour that I did with Powerflo, I ended up, all these shows that we played, all these videos, all these photos, all those, the crowd, Grass Pop, Hellfest, and all these great things. So I was able to submit my stuff to Feisty, and they actually turned me down once. They were like, oh yeah, just try next year, we'll see. I was like, sure, you know what I mean? And then, it happens, you know what I mean? It happens, and I get it. And, you gotta show a proof that you have all these numbers on your social media, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, now endorsements is all about your numbers.
Yeah.
Tell
me about it. Yeah.
Exactly. Unless you get to impress the right person, you know what I mean? You get to meet the right person, and then boom, you're signed. You know what I mean? But if you reach out like, hey, I'm this guy from here and that, and I do this and that, it might be not good enough. You know what I mean?
Right.
So they definitely saw the Powerflo stuff, and they were interested, and they were like, you know what, just hit us up like in 6 months,
Right.
just to see what you're doing and this and that. So
Man.
then I got a friend that recommended me. I don't know if you know this band called Mana. It's
Oh,
like
yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the guy that plays drums in that band,
Yep.
he ended up dropping my name here and there. Oh yeah, because he's friends with another friend of mine in Peru.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, there's a guy there that is knocking the door. Open it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they were like, all right, sure. You're in. Welcome to the family and blah blah blah. So that's how I joined
Dude.
Feisty, like I don't know, 2019. Yeah, it's been like
Dude.
5 years.
That's incredible. Man, okay, so what about Promark? What
So
made
Promark.
Yeah.
So before Promark, Canopus Drums, right?
Oh, right.
My friend Jotan Afanador, who gave me lessons, he was already with them. You know, he was already endorsed by these guys, and he was like their main guy. Right?
Right.
And I remember we went to this NAM together, and I told him like, dude, you can stay with me if you want, because he's from New York, right? So
Right.
so he stayed with me, and then we went together NAM, and then he told me the night. This was actually my first NAM, which is
Right.
crazy. Met all these drummers. I was in heaven. I was like, oh my gosh, NAM is so awesome.
Right. Right.
And then he is like, dude, do you want to join the company? Do you want to get endorsed by these guys? And I was like, dude, are you kidding me? Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So
Yeah.
so he put the meeting together with the Japanese guys, and whatever he would say, they will be like, sure, let's do it. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So that was one of those that I just had somebody that was really big in there, and he just got me in right there.
So
You know?
So when you did those the drum sessions, were you playing cannabis then?
Yes, I was.
Wow.
So
Drums are amazing, man. I'm
so
sorry.
I would talk to them, and they would just tell me, go to SIR and pick out the drum set and just use it and blah blah blah, you know. So those are the drums that I use for those sessions.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Great drums.
Yeah, no, they're awesome drums, man. So man.
So Promark
Yeah.
and Evans. That's
Yeah.
a trip also, because I've been going through sticks, also going through the same thing, and you know, sticks are expensive.
Yes, they are.
You go to Guitar Center or anywhere, and then
Ugh.
they are like more than 12 or even 15.
Yeah.
You know, 20 now. You know,
20
it's so
now, yeah.
expensive, bro.
Yeah. It's
So
ridiculous.
I've been trying all these brands, right? I was with Vic. I tried Vader.
Yep.
Then I tried to get endorsed by a small company called Scorpion Drumsticks.
Oh yeah.
Which they're out there, but
Yeah.
then I remember I ordered like 36 pairs, and these sticks have like a green sleeve on the back that is supposed to be for a better grip.
Yeah.
It's like a plastic thing. There we go again.
Right.
So it's like a plastic thing that when I would sweat, it would get slippery.
Oh.
Yeah, it just didn't work at all. And I was like, oh my gosh. Every time I would play, I would be so stressed that I would lose sticks.
Oh.
So I had to literally remove them with a knife, and it was just so much work.
Oh, wow.
I was getting my hands all blistered, but just by trying to get them off, you know what I mean? I was like, no, this is not right.
Yeah. Wow.
So then I started trying with Promark.
Yeah.
And Evans, and they turned me down first time. Same thing as Pasty. They were like, you know, and I'm doing all these things.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, dude, just try next year. Let's figure out next year and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, you know, all good.
Mm-hmm.
So then NAMM last year, I went to see a show that Holly was playing at this. It's called She Rock Awards. It's part of the NAMM thing that they like awards to female artists.
Yeah.
And then we went just celebrate at NAMM. So I pretty much missed the first day. I didn't go to the first day. I was like, whatever. So I was talking to the rep, and I told him like, dude, I'm gonna be there maybe tomorrow, and let's chat, you know, let's have conversation. And he's like, we don't have a booth, but I'm gonna be free agent walking around, right?
Right.
So that night we went celebrating, and you know, me and Holly, we barely drink.
Yeah.
We not at all.
Yeah.
So the guys that were putting all this thing together, they bought all these beers. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of beers. The bar is closing, so get it right now. And this guy got us every single one 2 beers, right? Oh, sure, just sitting there.
Right.
So then I see the rep of Promark walking in, and I was
Right.
like, oh fuck. So I tell Holly, like, dude, there he is.
Right.
And she's like, go talk to him. And I'm like, should I? All right, sure, fuck it, let's go.
Right. Yeah.
So I went and talked to him, and like finally got to introduce myself in person. And then he's like, yeah, dude, it's cool, blah, blah, blah. Let's go grab a beer. And I'm like, sure. But then the bar was already closing. So I was like, dude, there's no more beers, but I have 2 beers for you right here. 1 second. So I went and grabbed these 2 beers and I gave it to him. Dude, here you go. And he's like, dude, are you serious? And I'm like, yeah, dude. Totally. Like, oh my gosh, bro, fuck. And he's like, bro, welcome to the family.
What?
Welcome to Adario, you know?
Oh,
Adario,
man.
And it was literally thanks to a beer.
To a beer.
Thanks to a beer, dude.
Whoa.
That gesture for my rep, it was just so big.
Right.
He appreciated that beer so much because all the bars were closed that he signed me.
Dude.
And I'm like, are you serious? Can I literally go and announce that I'm signed out? I'm like, yes. So then I went to the NAMM show the rest of the days.
Right.
And then, you know, he used to be Tama rep for years. His name is Aaron.
Yes, I was going to say that.
He's the best guy.
Aaron's the dude.
He's the dude,
man. You know, like
Aaron's the
dude.
He worked with all these drummers during his Tama.
Yeah.
You know, Portnoy.
Yeah.
Tom and Phil, anybody. He would be the main guy in Tama.
He was.
So that night was amazing because I would find every friend and they would just say great things about me to him, right? Like I was hanging out with Joe Tempesta.
Yeah.
He's a great drummer, friend of mine. He used to play with White Zombie. Yep. He plays with The Cult now.
Yep.
So he just couldn't stop saying great things about me, and I was like, dude, this is awesome. You know what I mean?
Dude,
it's working
that's
out.
Sick, man.
So yeah, he ended up being all great, and now I'm with them. I don't know. It's been 2 years, and I'm really stoked that I can have sticks, drum heads, and anything just like that, and I don't need to pay like really little.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is how it's supposed to be. You know, let's help each other. It's all good.
Man, that's awesome, man. Dude, I just want to tell you, I'm gonna wrap this interview up. Is there anything that you would like to, you know, let people know or say something to the people or whatever?
Well, I have things coming up for sure. BulletBoys is gonna come out with a new record. We're working on it. We might release a new single. Keys of Thrash. We have tours coming up. We have a US tour in June, and then we have Australia in July. We're doing like eight shows there. So that's awesome. This is going really well. So that groove, there's gonna be we're gonna be announcing really soon where everything is going towards. We're gonna release new music. We're gonna release a like a little 45, you know, with the new songs, vinyl.
Yeah.
Definitely pick it up from where we were. You know, now we're gonna do it the right way. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to see what's next. You know,
dude, man.
And I can't wait to see Body Count though. So I'm gonna go check you out May 22nd, right, in Anaheim.
Oh, you coming?
I have to be there.
Dude, thank you, dude.
Remember when I go see you and you're like, dude, now I'm nervous.
Right?
Because you're here.
I have the right to be nervous, dude. Especially with you, you know? Like, I was like, you know, like, dude, I'm just so happy what you're doing, man. Everything, you know, even with your graphic designing and everything. But we do need to talk on the graphic design. I want a new bass drum, you know, logo for Body Count. You know what I mean?
I would love to come out with something awesome.
Dude, man, I just like to pick your brain some more, after this interview and see what you're thinking, and maybe us getting together or whatever,
Dude,
we'll come up
we
with something
have
cool.
to. We have to. I still have this project that I want to do. It's just drummers. It will be you, Jeremy Colson, and I.
Oh,
You know what I mean? He's a great drummer, dude. He's an awesome
Jeremy's
guy.
sick.
He's always on the road though. He's
Right.
I'm like, dude, are you in town? He's like, dude, I'm in China.
Right.
Like, dude, are you in town? Dude, I'm in New Zealand. Like, he's just everywhere. You know what I mean? So it's hard,
Right.
but it's gonna happen, dude. He's
Yeah.
really stoked to know you and play with you.
Yeah.
He respects your drumming. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, he's a really
Dude.
good drummer. He's like one of my favorites. When I was a kid, I was just like Steve Vai.
Right.
That's the only guy that stayed playing with Steve Vai. So that means something. You know what I mean?
Man, he ripped it on those albums. I was only a fan. Well, I'm still am a fan, but the first two albums, I was I listened to those two albums, man. That dude was killing it.
Yeah.
Killing it.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. And he has that punk metal influence.
Yeah.
So he's one of us,
Dude, man. Oh, man, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait, man.
We gotta put that together, like a highlighting these three things. I vision this like cool video where you can go around, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You guys are Sabian, awesome.
Yeah.
He's Tama. Are you still Mapex?
I'm still with Mapex, yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
So it's like three different sounds, what I
Right.
mean? And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah. Man, beautiful,
We'll
man.
make it happen, dude. We'll make it happen, bro.
Oh man, I can't wait. Fred, thank you so much for doing this for me, man.
Absolutely.
I appreciate this.
And I also want to say to you, dude, congrats. All these things that you're getting done with the band, the Grammy,
thank you,
and all this stuff, dude. Just don't stop, man. It's like it's just one way straight.
Right. I'm trying to be like you, man. Like especially like you're so awesome at your social media. I'm not good at that at all. But
yeah,
I love what you're putting out, man. It's just it's so great, man.
I think the only problem about this social media stuff is like we shut ourselves down. You know what I mean? I want to share this thing really cool, and then I'm like, yeah, but
yeah,
who cares?
Right.
But no, you just gotta like just post it, it. And if you're taking forever and figure out what to say on that post, just put a hashtag. You know what I mean? Just drums, drum daily, drum this, and just put it out. And sometimes goes through, because so social media is difficult. As soon as you want to promote something, this Friday, shadow ban. You know what I mean? Come hang out with me at boom, shadow ban. So it's difficult. It's tricky.
Dude,
you gotta keep it dumb and simple.
Right. I'm learning from you. I'm trying to. Fred, man, take care, man. I will talk to you soon. And one of these days, we'll do a duel with you and Holly and on the show and do it that way.
Yes.
Just let Holly know that I'm planning on doing that, okay?
That's great. Awesome,
all right.
Man.
Awesome, man. All right, Fred.
Thank you for having
me,
bro. Thank you, Steve. This is gonna be great. Looking forward to it, man.
You're welcome. Take it easy, Fred.
Thank you,
right,
brother.
Man. All right. Bye.
Today's episode is brought to you by our sponsor, eRecord Studio. The new way musicians rehearse, record, and share their eRecord sessions on social media. Visit ERS on eRecordStudio.com. Download this amazing app on Google and Apple Apps stores.
Visit us on www.talkmusicpodcast.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Download our podcast on Apple, Google, Amazon, and Spotify.